WBZ News.
Good morning. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Sunday Morning. The fighting in Ukraine is moving into a second month, with invading Russian forces largely held in check. But relentless shelling continues to devastate the country. We'll have reports from Holly Williams in Ukraine and national security correspondent David Martin in Washington. Broad economic sanctions were among the West's first responses to the invasion, including those aimed at the so-called Russian oligarchs, billionaire businessmen, many of them close to Vladimir Putin, who saw their assets frozen around the world. So just who are these mysterious oligarchs? Seth Doane will be talking with one of them.
If you put your ATM card in the ATM?
No, my card is blocked, so I could not get any money.
Mikhail Friedman made billions in Russia, and now the West is making him pay for it.
It's so-called collateral damage, right?
You are collateral damage?
Yeah, because you know what? Who cares about these greedy oligarchs?
Ahead on Sunday Morning, we get the rare chance to speak with a sanctioned Russian oligarch.
Of course, it's Oscar Sunday, so we're going to the movies. Perhaps tonight's biggest prize is the Oscar for Best Picture. Tracy Smith this morning sits down with some of the stars, along with the legendary director of one of the best Pictures ever.
I'm just a second-rate director.
Come on.
But I'm a first-rate, second-rate director.
Okay, that's it. Just like that now. Hold it.
50 years ago, that second-rate director made a movie that still stands as one of the greatest ever.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Well, we can walk past the camera. Let's just go.
Francis Ford Coppola.
You slow down.
You see, he's directing this. And the story behind The Godfather, coming up on Sunday Morning.
They're breaking records on the track and in the pool, and making waves in the culture wars. Lee Cowan will look at the complex debate surrounding transgender athletes.
You don't have to be a swimmer to know the name Leah Thomas, a trans woman athlete at the center of an emotional debate.
When it comes to women, they're just supposed to say, this transgender person is really bullied, so please make way for a transgender athlete.
The hatred and vitriol that we are seeing in the world is it's obscene and it's unacceptable.
Balancing inclusion and fairness in sports. Is it even possible? That question, later on Sunday Morning.
Christine Johnson takes in an exhibit curated by the Guards at Baltimore's Museum of Art. Historian Douglas Brinkley has an appreciation of the life and times of former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. David Pogue celebrates the genius of silent movie great Buster Keaton. Faith Salie has a jewel of a story about a world-class collection of gems. Plus, critic David Edelstein on the Oscars, humor from Jim Gaffigan, and more on this Sunday morning for the 27th of March, 2022. We'll be right back.
Spring weather can change by the minute, so be prepared for anything with Eric Fisher and the WBZ Storm Watch weather team.
And then this rain will start to roll in,
alerting you first to the next big change.
That will arrive late morning into the early afternoon.
Tracking severe weather to keep you safe.
Heavy rain and strong winds, that will be the main threat.
Timing the impacts so you can plan ahead.
Most of us dealing with the rain by 10 o'clock.
Accurate, experienced, preparing you for what's next.
So something we'll have to watch for.
The Storm Watch weather team on WBZ News.
To grow a business in the life sciences industry, your business needs a deep talent pool of scientists and physicists. Your people need high quality of life and great schools. There's a place that has it all, and it's just outside of New York City. with more biochemists and biophysicists than any other state, great neighborhoods, and the #1 ranked schools in the country. Middlesex County, New Jersey is a community dedicated to life science business. Go to discovermiddlesex.com/biz.
5 stars. All rise for To Kill a Mockingbird. Unmissable and unforgettable. A mockingbird for our moment. Beautiful, elegiac, satisfying, even exhilarating. A New York Times critic's pick. Mockingbird is now the most successful American play in Broadway history. All rise for Aaron Sorkin's great play. Richard Thomas is Atticus Finch in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Playing the Citizens Bank Opera House, April 5th through 17th. Tickets at LexusBroadwayInBoston.com.
Your timing couldn't be better. New England's biggest and best home shows are back. Get excited. Get inspired. Hundreds of exhibitors waiting to talk directly to you about your home improvement and decorating projects at the all-new Home and Golf Show at the Royal Plaza in Marlborough on April 1st through 3rd. It's your chance to demo all the latest equipment. They're all right there at the all-new Home and Golf Show at the Royal Plaza in Marlborough on April 1st through 3rd. Go to NewEnglandHomeshows.com for all the details.
America's been thunderstruck by the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. Drive one today for $299 per month with inventory arriving daily. Plus the confidence of an industry-leading 10-year warranty. The spring sales event only at your Greater Boston Providence Mitsubishi retailers. Get thunderstruck.
We begin with the latest from Ukraine. Here's correspondent Holly Williams.
This past week, Ukraine marked a month since Russia began its brutal invasion, besieging and decimating cities. Nowhere and no body is safe from Russian strikes and shelling. Ukrainian officials say Chernihiv in the north is now surrounded by Russian forces. And yesterday, missile strikes hit the city of Lviv, close to the Polish border, previously seen by some as a safe haven. In the city of Zhytomyr, we found Serhiy Melnik picking through what's left of his house. He spent 12 years building it for his family, he told us. But then his neighborhood was hit by Russian airstrikes earlier this month, killing 4. One of them was Serhiy's daughter, Katya, who's left behind a 1-year-old baby girl. Serhiy told us he blames Vladimir Putin and wants to butcher him like a goat. Just before returning to the US from Poland, President Biden condemned the Russian leader.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
On the ground, Putin's forces appear largely stymied in the face of Ukrainian counterattacks.
1, 2, 3, 4 Russian tanks taken out.
Between 7,000 and 15,000 Russian soldiers have been killed, according to a NATO official. Russia even suggested on Friday it may now have more limited goals, focused on Ukraine's far east. Ukraine's resistance is fueled by tens of thousands of volunteers who are still signing up to fight. At this military base, they get only around a week's basic training before heading to the front line.
Hand grenades. Wow.
They showed us their armory, now boosted by supplies from NATO countries. In the shattered city of Kharkiv this past week, a cellist played in the rubble. In a country of breathtaking courage and resilience.
Correspondent Holly Williams. Despite some 150,000 troops and superior firepower, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has stalled. Our David Martin remembers an earlier failed Russian invasion and finds some striking parallels. And then we'll look at a vital tool nations of the West are using to fight Russian disinformation.
Long before Russia invaded Ukraine, long before you ever heard of Vladimir Putin, Russia invaded Afghanistan.
By all accounts, the Soviet takeover was meticulously planned and skillfully executed.
It was Christmas of 1979, and Michael Vickers was working for the CIA.
Nobody gave the Afghans a chance in 1979.
Russia, back then it was still the Soviet Union, went in to install a puppet regime. 10 years later, the last Soviet tank rumbled out of Afghanistan, defeated by Afghan rebels armed by a secret CIA operation run by Vickers.
Well, it was the only time the Red Army had been defeated in its history.
It's only a month into Putin's invasion of Ukraine, and already what was supposed to be a cakewalk has turned into a bloody slog.
Putin's in a probably even a tougher box than the Soviets were then.
A tougher box, how?
And his economy is being destroyed. You have to look at this and see Russian power being destroyed, you know, both militarily and economically, and its international position, and, you know, how long are you going to let this go on?
Well, how long? The Soviets are in Afghanistan for 10 years. Is that the kind of time frame we're looking at for Ukraine?
I think the time frame is shorter, but I don't see how Russia takes the pain over a sustained period of time.
The Kremlin sent 100,000 troops into Afghanistan, 150,000 into Ukraine.
The Soviet army, as bad as it performed in a lot of cases in Afghanistan in the 80s, did a lot better than the Russians are doing in Ukraine.
Putin has been unable to achieve his initial goal of seizing the capital of Kyiv and overthrowing the Zelensky government, although he is expected to regroup and try again. When people talk about Putin doubling down, what can he double down with?
He's really doubled down on this population destruction strategy, the scorched earth strategy. I mean, that's really all he's got left.
If Putin succeeds in seizing Kyiv and installing a puppet regime, what happens next?
Well, I don't think a puppet regime could survive at all. The Russian army really can't pacify the country. The population hates them.
The parallels between the wars in Afghanistan and Ukraine are striking, with one glaring difference. In 1985, when the Red Army was mired in Afghanistan, the man at the top in the Kremlin was the reform-minded Mikhail Gorbachev.
He said, all right, we're going to try to win this war one last time. I'll give you more troops, but you got a year or two to win it.
Gorbachev, in effect, doubled down?
He did double down. And then by early '86, he started looking for an exit.
In the months and years after, the Berlin Wall came down and the Soviet Union collapsed. Could Ukraine bring about the collapse of Putin's Russia?
I think for the first time in 22 years, his continued role is more of a question mark. Even if he survives, the Russian state is likely to be severely weakened.
An invasion intended to restore the Russian Empire.
So now what does he do? When you're losing for the first time, you know, you had won smaller victories, and now you're losing big. What do you do?
This is Christina Ruffini. In the fight against disinformation, this is the front line. In Prague, writers, producers, and social media hosts for Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty are battling Kremlin propaganda.
Our role is to provide surrogate journalism, essentially local journalism, in countries where freedom of the press is under assault.
Jamie Fly is the president of RFE, which operates in 27 languages and 23 countries, including Russia.
These are countries where the message is decided every day in a government office about what people should see, what they should hear, what they should be told.
What is it like covering this conflict as a Russian?
There is no easy way to talk about it.
Ksenia Sokolyanskaya is an anchor for RFE's Russian language network.
I don't want to push anyone, and I think that people should come to conclusions themselves. They need to have the options, and that's the biggest problem with media in Russia. There are no other options.
Those other options disappeared earlier this month when Russian President Vladimir Putin imposed a restrictive new media law, forcing almost all independent outlets to shut down.
We were warned that unless we started to censor our content about the war in Ukraine, that we would be blocked. We refused to censor, and so our websites are now blocked inside Russia.
And that's where Patrick Bowler comes in.
In part, it's a cat and mouse game where you try to anticipate what they're going to do and you react.
He's the head of digital strategies, helping keep RFE and its consumers one step ahead of the censors. So is it kind of a race against time to stay ahead of whatever measure they're implementing?
They would block our site, then they might block the copy of our site, but then we just create another copy of our site, and another copy.
It's like whack-a-mole, you know,
That's
that
right.
game. The strategy seems to be working. Since the war began, RFE says its page views from inside Russia are up 51%. Getting past Russian censors is familiar territory to RFE. It started in the 1950s as a Cold War counter-propaganda machine,
Radio Free Europe combats the Soviet lie with 21 transmitters.
piercing the Iron Curtain with shortwave radio broadcasts.
Radio Free Europe needs and deserves our generous help.
It claimed to be entirely funded by public donations, but that wasn't true, as CBS's Mike Wallace reported in 1967.
Radio Free Europe needs your support.
If you responded to the many appeals for Radio Free Europe, then you became part of a CIA cover.
CIA involvement ended in 1971, and RFE became an independent agency, openly funded by Congress. Still, since the fall of the Soviet Union, the organization has seen its relevance questioned and its funding slashed, even as Moscow has retooled its messaging machine for the digital age.
It is harder to reach audiences now. State propaganda today is much more sophisticated. We have to compete more and have to be more relevant and nimble than we did during the Cold War to adapt to new audience trends.
Far from a Cold War relic, Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty says its mission is now more relevant than ever. Earlier this month, Congress increased the agency's budget 15%.
Information, honest, truthful, objective reporting will play a huge role eventually in helping bring about change inside Russia.
So you think ultimately truth will win out?
Everyone in this building subscribes to that notion, otherwise they wouldn't be working for Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.
Valencia in Florida by GL Homes. The only way of premier living for 55 plus. Live your best life in 5 gorgeous Florida locations. Fun in the sun. Beautiful homes from the 400s to over 1 million. Phenomenal resort-style living 24/7. Experience more at ValenciaFlorida.com.
I got you, babe. Dogs help us live longer. Return the favor with Freshpet. Fresh, wholesome meats and veggies for the long haul. Freshpet.
I assumed dust always stayed put. Turns out it can be on the move. We were breathing that day and night. That's when we started using Swiffer. In just a few minutes, Duster captures dust before it gets airborne. It traps and locks dust in one swipe. Yes.
For our floors, Sweeper's heavy-duty cloths easily trap dust, dirt, and hair, locking it in. See you, dust.
And Swiffer partners with the American Lung Association to support clean air.
This is Antonelli's Cheese Shop, and we're the Antonellis.
We chose our Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because we earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
And with no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to our business needs. What's in your wallet?
And now a page from our Sunday morning almanac. March 27th, 1952, 70 years ago today.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
The day Singing in the Rain sang and danced its way onto the big screen and into our hearts. A love story set at the dawn of talking pictures. The film is regarded as perhaps the greatest Hollywood musical ever. For 19-year-old newcomer Debbie Reynolds, that acclaim didn't come easy.
We danced 10 and 12 hours every day. My feet were bleeding and I had fainted and I was just exhausted.
She wasn't alone. Donald O'Connor required 3 days of bed rest after filming this sequence. And Gene Kelly shot the movie's joyous title number with a 103-degree fever. All the same, 7 decades on, Singin' in the Rain remains as vivid a depiction as any of the delirious bliss of falling in love.
My A1C stayed here. It needed to be here.
Ruby's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
My A1C wasn't at goal. Now I'm down with Rybelsus.
Mom's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
A1C down with Rybelsus. In a clinical study, once daily Rybelsus significantly lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
A1C down. Ask your healthcare provider about Rybelsus today.
Home is dancing because no one's watching. Home is a reason to disturb the peace. Home is laughter. At Stanley Steamer, we love homes, and we know that a clean home is a healthy home. We're ready when you are.
Where does your almond milk come from?
Almond Breeze starts here with our almond trees in our Blue Diamond Orchard in California. My parents' job is to look after them. And it's my job to test the product.
The best almonds make the best almond milk. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze.
Now on display in Baltimore, an exhibit that stands out in the crowd, not unlike the museum's security guards who curated it. Christine Johnson shows us around.
Tracy Archibald Frederick and Chris Koo have been security guards at the Baltimore Museum of Art for years.
You've pretty much walked every hall in this museum?
Every hall, all behind the scenes, everywhere, yes.
But during that time, they say most visitors just see their uniforms, not necessarily the person wearing it.
I think some visitors just don't even know we exist, to be honest. A lot of us hope that more visitors will ask us and have conversations with us about the art rather than asking us where the bathroom is. It's like we are kind of the shadows of the museum.
Koo hopes that's about to change, thanks to an exhibit opening today. The show, called Guarding the Art, was organized not by the museum's curators, but its very own security guards.
First, I was like, what? Us?
When you're approached to say, we want you to help curate this exhibit, did you think to yourself, I'm not qualified to do that?
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah. Because there's a clear separation of every other department in museum versus security. So we were very intimidated at first. But look where we are at now.
Of course, getting to where they are now took months of preparation. The team oversaw every detail along the way, from the wall color to the works of art. Each participant selected pieces from the museum's permanent collection that spoke to them personally.
Black over reds.
Koo chose paintings by Philip Guston and Mark Rothko.
It kind of affects you in a really deep emotional way, and I wanted to see how other visitors would react to that.
So now that it's up on the wall, this is still the one that you wanted up here. No regrets, right?
No regrets, no regrets. I'm very proud of this piece, as if I did it myself.
Archibald Frederick selected a more contemporary piece, Mickalene Thomas's Resist No. 2, a collage of racial protests.
There's so much going on in the world, in this country, as far as all the turmoil and social injustice, that this is speaking to everything that I wanted to say.
Guards spend more time with the art than anyone in the museum. They're around it day and night, looking at it, observing it.
Board of Trustee member Amy Elias came up with the idea for the exhibit, along with the museum's head curator, Asma Naeem.
It's a simple idea, but it's asking profound questions. Who is art for? What are museums for? Who gets to talk about art? This show overall is telegraphing to the public, art is for everyone.
A reminder to museum goers everywhere that if you have questions about art, look no further than the person standing next to it.
And for other visitors who come here, now that we've done this, they will see us totally in a different light.
You're no longer a shadow?
No longer. No longer.
I am here because they revolutionized
immunotherapy.
I am here
because they saw how cancer adapts to different oxygen levels and starved it.
I am here because they switched off the EGFR gene mutation and stopped the growth of tumor cells.
There's a place that's been making one advanced cancer discovery after another for 75 years.
I am here.
He is here. I am here because of Dana-Farber.
What we do here changes lives everywhere.
I am here.
Can a company make the planet a better place? What if it's a company that's pursuing 100% renewable energy in our operations and aiming to protect millions of acres of land so we can all live better?
Nurse Mariam Sabo knows a moment this pure demands a lotion this pure. New Gold Bond Pure Moisture Lotion. 24-hour hydration. No parabens, dyes, or fragrances. Gold Bond. Champion your skin.
Is Ukraine's resistance changing Russia's tactics? Plus, more on the link between the wife of a Supreme Court justice and efforts to overturn the election. January 6th committee member Adam Kinzinger joins us on Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan today on CBS.
Monday.
Hello, you beautiful people.
Colbert's back with Chris Wallace and from NCIS, Wilmer Valderrama. New Monday on CBS.
Among those targeted by Western economic sanctions, Russian billionaires, the oligarchs we've heard so much about in recent weeks. So who are they? What's their response to Vladimir Putin's so-called special military operation in Ukraine? Here's Seth Doan.
You have billions of dollars in a bank.
Yeah, I have a pretty sizable amount of money.
But you can't touch it?
No, not at all.
He's a billionaire in an unusual predicament, no access to cash. Because this month, Mikhail Friedman became yet another Russian oligarch to be slapped with those economic handcuffs, sanctions.
How did you learn you were sanctioned?
From TV.
Oligarchs in London will have nowhere to hide.
We're coming for you, ill-begotten gains.
All of these measures will significantly harm Putin's ability to finance his war.
To punish Russian President Vladimir Putin for invading Ukraine, the U.S. and its allies are foregoing military intervention and using the financial weapon of sanctions, aimed at both the state and on individuals deemed close to Putin. Flashy assets are being seized and bank accounts frozen.
If you put your ATM card in the ATM...
No, my card is blocked, so I could not get any money.
Friedman, who made his billions in banking and retail and now lives in London, is on the UK and EU sanction lists.
I wouldn't expect you to tell me on camera, but I would think that a billionaire must have access to money.
No.
Somewhere. There must be an account. There must
be, but it's not.
Seems hard to believe.
But that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, because I would like to explain. Sanction against us. Unfair. Useless. For what? What did we do wrongly? Except we're doing business in Russia.
Can't a wealthy Russian businessman close to Putin have some impact?
So first of all, you should understand that the power distance between Mr. Putin and everybody around him is huge. Even assuming I want to deliver any messages, I don't have any channels to do that.
You can't make billions in Russia without being close to the Kremlin.
Yeah, that's very typical and inappropriate myth. Majority of Russian private business people do not have any personal ties with Mr. Putin.
From his earliest days of political power, Putin has been using corruption as a tool to enrich himself and expand his power. Everyone swims in that water.
Author Tom Burgess wrote Kleptopia, How Dirty Money is Conquering the World. He says the West has been gorging on Russian money, whether in property, this is Friedman's $85 million London mansion, now a frozen asset.
What a great strike that is.
Or sports teams. Chelsea Football Club, one of the world's most valuable franchises, is owned by sanctioned oligarch Roman Abramovich. How do you know this is dirty money that's being blocked by these sanctions?
Dirty money is quite a hard thing to define. You could make the argument that anyone who has made and retained an enormous fortune in a dictatorship we know to be profoundly corrupt, then that person is to some greater or lesser extent complicit in that regime's power.
Still, to show us that his money is clean, Friedman sent us this audit by Ernst & Young, which he commissioned. He's a man straddling different worlds. He's Russian and Jewish and was born and raised in what is now Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union.
I've been always in contact with the Ukrainian authority, including President Zelensky.
What do you think of President Zelensky?
I think he's the president of an independent country, and he is a very brave and strong person, as far as I understand.
In a letter to employees before he was sanctioned, Friedman wrote, "War can never be the answer." He's one of the few oligarchs to speak out against the invasion of Ukraine.
You've said you're against the war.
I'm against the war.
But you can't criticize Putin.
I think that right now, in climate, Russia is not very tolerant with regards to that. Mr. Putin recently made a very clear speech regarding traitors, kind of enemies of the state.
Do you think he was talking about you?
I don't know. I definitely do not believe that I am enemy of the state.
Do you think you're a traitor in Putin's view?
I hope not, but looks like.
What does that mean for you?
It's a very difficult situation by any dimension.
In all of the people suffering in this war, many do not have a lot of sympathy for Russian billionaires.
You're right. And I understand that's attitude.
Friedman acknowledges the effectiveness of the wider sanctions that have crippled Russia's economy, but claims he's collateral damage.
What about presumption of innocence and things like that? That's just decision of unknown bureaucrats who decided that I am guilty by definition because I'm Russian oligarch. Just to feed public demand to punish somebody.
Friedman says, where's the due process in this?
Friedman has a point. There are civil servants and politicians writing names on lists. What you really want is a criminal process, right? If someone is guilty of corruption, you can prosecute them for that. The danger with sanctions is that they start to create this system outside the rule of law where people are targeted with very little due process, yeah.
CBS News, 60 Minutes, tonight on CBS.
Visit your New England Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Receiving safe, effective cancer care
in a timely manner is crucial.
With cancer, it matters when you start.
And where you start.
At Dana-Farber Brigham Cancer Center,
everyone on your team specializes in your type of cancer.
We find the nuances that make your cancer unique.
And personalize a treatment plan
to target them.
I walk in every day knowing that this is the best place for my patients to be.
Dana-Farber Brigham Cancer Center.
Now open. Ashbrook Furniture in Dedham Mall. Save big during our
our spring sale. Get 40% off store-wide. Get up to 60 months interest-free financing. Quality furniture, comfortable prices. Ashbrook Furniture in the Dedham Mall.
16 speakers, 272 horsepower.
Visit your New England Acura dealer for attractive offers on the RDX.
I'm Kate Merrill.
And I'm Liam Martin. Start the work week with us tomorrow
on WBZ This Morning.
It's one of the hottest debates in sports, the inclusion of transgender athletes in competition. And as Lee Cowan tells us, there are no easy answers.
21-year-old Lucas Draper is not someone you want to challenge in the gym. Just watching his sit-up routine is enough to make your abs hurt. Lucas is a junior on the men's swimming and diving team at Oberlin College in Ohio.
I was in the water before I could walk. I started swimming competitively when I was about 9.
He came here to compete from Australia, but after he broke his hand, he decided that this season he'd just compete on the men's diving team instead. Although you might not recognize him from a distance, that's Lucas in a women's bathing suit.
But I still wear the women's suit because I haven't had any sort of surgery. I would like to at some point.
The women's suit hides what a men's suit can't. Until last year, Lucas had been competing on Oberlin's women's team. This past November, he began a regimen of testosterone therapy as part of his transitioning to a man.
I was a tomboy from the moment I could walk. I always felt a little bit lost and a little bit like I didn't fit in.
He says he's happier now than he's ever been.
This is the first season that you've been competing as a man. How's it feel so far?
Feels good.
Lucas's transition has been supported by his coaches and by his teammates at Oberlin, but that kind of acceptance isn't enjoyed by all transgender athletes, especially trans women. 22-year-old Leah Thomas is arguably one of the most controversial and yet accomplished collegiate trans swimmers competing today. For 3 years, she swam on the University of Pennsylvania's men's team, but after taking some time off, returned this season to swim with the women. And she has become a phenom.
Nobody will touch Leah Thomas.
In a sport often defined by just fractions of a second, Leah Thomas is sometimes so far ahead she's seen waiting for her competitors to catch up. NCAA rules require trans women athletes to take testosterone suppression therapy for 1 year before competing. Leah Thomas has been on it for twice that long. And while her times have slowed since she was swimming as a man, her winning streak has sparked a firestorm over just how to balance fairness and inclusion.
That is a new Ivy League meet record.
In many sports, men are 10 or 20% better on average. And if you look at the most elite performers, men are far, far and ahead of what women are able to do.
And that's where the fairness question comes in.
Absolutely.
Dr. Michael Joyner is a physiologist who researches human athletic performance at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. After studying Leah Thomas's times from male to female, he says statistically she is an outlier.
The emerging evidence is that there are legacy effects of testosterone, especially people who've been through puberty as males and had exposure to testosterone for prolonged periods of time.
He expects that Leah's testosterone suppressants have indeed lowered her hormone levels down to those of cisgender women. Those are women whose gender identities match the sex they were assigned at birth. But Joyner says that hormone therapy can't reverse everything.
Height's probably not reversible, hand size, foot size. Some of the issues related to muscle mass, lung size, and other things probably are never going to revert completely, if at all.
Trans women will maintain advantages, but are those advantages large enough to preclude meaningful competition? Not clear at all.
Joanna Harper is a visiting fellow studying transgender athletic performance at Loughborough University in England. She wonders if the advantages that trans women may have may also come with some disadvantages.
The bigger bodies of trans women are now being powered by reduced muscle mass, reduced aerobic capacity. That can lead to disadvantages in things like quickness, recovery, endurance, etc.
Her published studies are among the few that have been done on trans athletes, a field that she got interested in as a competitive runner when she began her own transition from a man to a woman back in 2004.
Within 9 months of starting hormone therapy, I was running 12% slower, and that's the difference between serious male distance runners and serious female distance runners. As a scientist, I was intrigued.
She's now in the process of conducting a more long-term study of trans athletes.
Nobody's really done that yet on this scale?
On any scale.
That's in part because transgender people only make up an estimated 1% of the population. Elite trans athletes are only a tiny fraction of that. That said, many in competitive swimming say we don't need exhaustive studies to decipher what they say is plainly evident.
To have somebody competing who does have this unfair advantage, even if they don't win, it still corrupts the field.
Nancy Hogshead-Makar won 3 gold medals at the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles.
They think that women should just move over and say, here you go, you take these spots.
She now heads Champion Women, an advocacy group for women's equality in athletics.
Leah Thomas has already greatly impacted women's sports. When Leah's in the finals, it means another woman doesn't make it into the finals.
You're not against trans athletes, you're just against trans women competing in the women's category.
Correct. When it comes to competitive sports is where I would draw the line. I do think that transgender people have a really hard time in society, and I want that to be easier. But we can't ask women to give up what we've worked so hard for so that transgender women are able to compete.
That argument has already forced some changes. This year, mid-season, the NCAA announced that it was abandoning its rules that have allowed trans athletes to compete since 2011. It will now, in the future, leave it up to the governing bodies of each sport to come up with their own rules. At the legislative level, laws that ban trans women and girls from participating in sports are getting more and more common. 22 states have introduced bills just like that this year alone.
These bills are devastating. They are telling trans kids that they do not belong, even the ones who don't want to play sports, because it says, hey, you don't belong in one of the primary activities that children partake in.
Skylar Baylor was the first openly trans man in Division I swimming. He's now an advocate for transgender inclusion.
Is there any middle ground in this debate?
I don't think that there is space to say, yes, I, affirm your identity, but I don't in sport. You can't divide me in half and have my transness and my masculinity show up here and not over here.
All season, he's been cheering Leah Thomas on, but he worries if she's excluded from sports, just where does it stop?
At what point is a woman too tall or her hands too big? At what point is a woman not woman enough?
Does she go in with an advantage?
I think biodiversity exists everywhere, and the reality is people win and lose all the time, and nobody considers that unfair until it is a marginalized person, specifically a black or brown woman and or a trans woman.
And you can see and feel the tension in this building.
All eyes were on Leah Thomas recently at the NCAA National Finals, where she didn't break any records, but she did become the first known transgender athlete to win a Division I championship. While some celebrated, others were angry. Clearly, the debate is far from over. As for Lucas Draper, he's really not sure what the answer is. But a willingness, he says, to dive into the debate is at least a start at finding a solution.
People who identify as transgender are very much in the minority. People just don't understand where people like me are coming from.
So where are you coming from?
I just want to be me. And me isn't my private parts. It's who I am inside.
Big news, people! Introducing SimpliSafe's new wireless outdoor security camera. It works with SimpliSafe's already award-winning system. It's like adding an extra layer of home protection. Get it? Extra layer? All this is backed by 24/7 professional monitoring. A third layer of protection. I could go on all day.
Award-winning home security just got better. SimpliSafe.
12 weeks ago, bladder leaks would have held me back.
Living without pads, liners, and leak-proof underwear was just a dream. But now, Innovo eliminates bladder leaks in just 12 weeks. Innovo stops leaks at the source by strengthening your pelvic floor. It delivers 180 perfect Kegels in just 30 minutes, so leaks don't stand a chance. In just 12 weeks or less, 87% of women were leak-free. Now we can do what we love without worrying. Even this. Eliminate leaks in 12 weeks. Get started at myinnovo.com.
We've been watching history unfold.
Are you ready for a new beginning?
Let's go deeper on this.
This is make or break.
It's having an effect on our daily lives.
There are 2 new developments to talk about. Here are 5 things you need to know.
This is the big picture.
We have a lot to talk about.
Thanks for coming. Now, when it comes to a financial plan, this broker is your man. Let's open your binders to page 188.
Carl, are there different planning options in here?
Options?
Plans we can build on our own or with help from a financial consultant, like Schwab does.
Could we adjust our plan?
Yeah, like if we buy a new house.
And our son just started working.
Do you offer a complimentary retirement plan for him?
As in free?
Just like Schwab.
Look forward to planning with Schwab.
Let's get started with some topics.
I'm, of course, way too old for dating apps.
I'm using a profile picture from 1987, so...
We all need more fun in our lives.
My voice sounds the same.
Truth or conga?
We like to bust the move here.
We're just getting started at the top.
I'm better at bowling than anything I've ever done. Now's the time to take my shot.
You were born to bowl.
Why can't we be the family who wins?
Madeleine K. Albright, diplomat, Secretary of State. Historian Douglas Brinkley has our appreciation.
There was something indomitable about Madeleine Albright, who died this past week at age 84.
It is an honor to represent the United States at this historic meeting.
History will remember her as the first woman to serve as America's Secretary of State, while the fashionistas will forever swoon over her brooches. Flowers or balloons meant she was optimistic. Turtles or crabs signified exasperation.
The game has changed, and the rules to the new one are still being written.
During the 1990s and beyond, Albright was our star-spangled hammer of democracy, a Theodore Roosevelt big power realist with an Eleanor Roosevelt-infused human rights disposition.
Our goal is a region where no nation seeks to dominate others.
Vladimir Putin considered her a pro-democracy zealot, while Saddam Hussein labeled her an unparalleled serpent. But to this child of Czechoslovakian refugees who fled from Nazi invaders and communist strongmen, these criticisms were boasting rights. When Bill Clinton was reelected president in 1996, there was a hunt to find a new Secretary of State. Virtually all of Clinton's advisors wanted Senator Sam Nunn of Georgia to get the nod. But Leon Panetta and Hillary Clinton favored Albright.
Congratulations, Madam Secretary.
It proved to be an inspired choice. As a mother of 3 children, she refused to tolerate Saddam Hussein's ethnic cleansing of Kurdish villages and Slobodan Milosevic's genocide in Bosnia. As we watch the Ukrainian war unfold, let's keep Madam Secretary in our minds and hearts. For Albright's motto is the one that President Zelensky is now nobly defending: never take democracy for granted.
Nature always finds a way to bring us back to exactly where we were supposed to be in the first place.
Did you know there's a program that can help pay your fuel bills and reduce utility expenses? These savings are available to renters and homeowners alike, and many households are eligible. No matter what heat source you use, we can help take the chill out of your energy bills. Best of all, there's still time to apply. Visit us online to learn more and see if you qualify. Heating help is here.
How about sushi?
I just had sushi for lunch yesterday.
How about tacos?
Tacos.
Automatic emergency braking, one of 6 advanced safety features standard on every 2022 Chevy Equinox. Find new technology. Find new roads.
Right now, current